What is up, guys, and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're here for episode number 13 of the My Team career mode on F1 22. If you haven't seen the last video already, make sure you check it out in the link in the description below, or you can click at the top right hand corner of your screen. You can go check that out first. Decent race that was. I won't spoil anything too much if you guys want to check it out yourself before we head off to Hungary, the last race before the summer break. Hopefully we can have a decent weekend and we can come away with maybe a top 15 finish, or maybe even fringe points again. As you saw, the durability department wanted us to have a look at something, whether we wanted to invest it in a part. I decided to say yes. We lose 50k, but if we decline that, we would lose a bit of focus on Oscar Piastri. So that's what I didn't want to do. So I decided to agree to that deal, and so we could keep improving Oscar as much as we can. In terms of upgrades, not much we can really do about it. We're kind of limited on what upgrades we can do at the moment. Weight reduction or weight redistribution, that's going to go on the next day. Tyre wear, but Belgium's not really much of a tyre wear. However, Zandvoort is very harsh on tyres, so maybe a tyre wear upgrade for Zandvoort would be pretty decent. Driver perks, what do we want to do? I think we might go for development feedback. So that means resource income will increase by 10%. It won't be much, but it'll definitely be something. And there is the weight redistribution upgrade that has gone on the car for this weekend. I say that's a decent upgrade to have, and that upgrade meant that we were able to unlock the brake upgrades now. But unfortunately, we need fabrication spec 3 for the chassis department, and we only have spec 1 on powertrain, aerodynamics and durability, so we still need to wait on that, or we still need to have enough time to get that happening. So good haul of resource points from us, none from Oscar, 2 weekends in a row. Is that 2 or 3 in a row? I don't know. But now that we've re-signed Oscar for the rest of this season, I think the plan is from here on in is to either save the cash and we can spend that at the end of the year, or we can wait until the start of next season where we can spend all of it on the departments, and then we can literally get a lot of the departments up to spec 2, because getting that done meant that we could do more upgrades at a time, and that can really charge us up towards the top of the field for season 2. That's the play going forward. No other upgrades to think of. Let's go to qualifying then. I thought I'd bring that theme back just this once, because I did like that quali theme or pre-qualifying theme on F1 21 and also F1 2020. So I thought I'd just bring that back for this episode. Anyway, it's a qualifier now. Hungary is a bit harsh on tyres and tyre temperatures as well. So that can be a bit of an issue, especially through the mid-sector where we're really leaning on the tyres. So as you can see, we've reached 100 degrees on the left rear, and that means that the rear isn't quite going to be stable throughout the back end of the lap, so there is definitely more time to find. As you can see here, I'm literally slowing down so much to get the tyres almost as cold as possible. We did another lap, but I think it's almost pointless doing a secondary lap in qualify, because the tyres are really only good for one lap, unless you don't even take all the life, you leave some for a secondary run. But I don't think we'd even bother doing a second run anymore. So as you can see, play with tyre temperatures at the moment. It is a bit of a struggle to really judge tyre temperatures at the moment. Even though I know that Hungary is harsh on tyre temp, so that's why we're lowering the tyre pressures, and that is why we're letting everyone go so we can have a clear lap without dirty air. But it's Oscar's turn to because he wants a bit of slipstream as well. But I'm like, oh, Oscar, no, I want to run my own program here. And the other cars are just coming around the last turn to start their flying lap as well. So, well, we managed to get our lap, to start our lap before we were caught up. And, well, I'll take you through this lap now. Heading into turn number 1, deep on the brakes. I feel like I've kind of struggled in the braking zone through turn 1. Haven't really quite coasted through the corners like I would have wanted to. Into turn 3, I think this is. Turn 2 or 3. Nice rotation. Short up to 6 for the Little King. And on the run up to the fast left-hand as we approach the end of the first set. A little bit down on our time. Beautiful 5th gear corner. Heading towards the little SS. This is where the tyre temps are going to sort of start to skyrocket a little bit. But I feel like I've been so strong through, or pretty good through the mid sector anyway, really using all the available track limits, heading around this fast right hand, a little bit wide there, probably disobeyed track limits there. We are finding a bit more time, but you know, it's not really what I was hoping for. I mean, the lap doesn't feel too bad. In fact, it feels better than our previous lap, but yeah, this is where we should find a lot of the time, because the tyres the rears were overheating, so the rear should be a bit more stable. Out of the last corner, run up to the line. We're not even going to improve by a tenth or half a tenth, and that puts us P20 for the Hungarian Grand Prix, just in front of Nick Latifi, or actually half a second in front of Latifi. But yeah, I mean, what's the gap? 1.16 to Sebastian Vettel. So I mean, yeah, if we found a bit more time, we could have, you know, gotten pretty close. But look at that for tight gaps. 0.065 covering the top 6. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous how that's happened. You don't often see that. The top 6 being that closely matched on pace. Wow. Well, I guess it's a video game. Anything is possible. Well, there's 35 laps ahead of us. Let's see what we can make up in the race.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Norris, Max Verstappen and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Ocon and Pierre Gasly, Bottas, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher and Albon, Vettel, Stroll, Sergio Perez. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Skip. Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, they've taken a grid penalty. Joe and Nicholas Latifi.
Well, getting demoted up a couple of spots because of grid penalties. Is that going to play a factor in the outcome of this race? We're about to find out in 35 laps time. So, simple medium to hard strategy today. I've decided to extend the medium stint by an extra lap, just so it makes the last stint on the hards just a little bit easier. Are tyre temps going to become an issue? I don't know. We're about to find out anyway. 5 red lights, and we are underway for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Rears are still a little bit cold. Does that affect our getaway? Perhaps, as we savagely defend the inside from Latifi as we make the run down into turn. Oscar tries to get a move on Stroll. He can't quite get that done or make it happen, but we do get a move done. But Perez gets gets us around the outside. He'll turn the inside for turn 2. Yeah, crazy stuff happening here. Can we successfully stay ahead of Stroll? Yes, we do. Oscar currently in 19th at the moment as we make the run into the second sector for the first time in the race. Perez down here because of grid penalties. He might be one we can follow, potentially, as Stroll has a look at us into the chicane. We tried our break it, but in doing so, we nearly rear-end Perez, and we nearly make an overtake on Mick Schumacher. Now we're side by side with Perez, and we squeeze him out. Well, that's not really part of the plan, or what I wanted to do anyway. What I wanted to do was to keep him ahead, but follow his progress if it was even possible. It is a hard place to overtake Hungary, so the chances of that being successful were very, very slim. Lap 3, Perez has to look up the inside of turn 3. He gets the move done. No reason to fight that at all. Yellow flag up ahead is there. What's going on? Someone must be retiring. Someone is Fernando Alonso. He's retiring. We'll get a replay in just a second, but he's out of the race already on lap 3. Let's just listen to what happened. Yeah, something's gone there. There's no smoke coming out of the gas, so it must be something terminal, and Gasly makes an opportunity work. I'd like to see if that move was done under a yellow flag, but no VSC or a full safety car was deployed, so we were able to get on with our race. And, well, I said that Hungary is a hard place to make overtakes happen, and I think Perez is finding that out at the moment. 6 laps in, and he's yet to make an overtake happen. But one car that he is not going to find it hard, I don't think, is Carlos Sainz. As he's making a move on Max Verstappen at turn 1, he'll go around the outside. He'll get another dose of DRS as well to help that cause. And he'll have the inside for this corner, and he should be able to get the move done, or does he? Max is still fighting him, but in the end he just has to concede that, and Sainz gets through to make it a Ferrari 1-2. And now if we look at Russell go around the outside of Max, heading into the second sector, and he's actually made it stick. I wonder if he kept the car inbound of track limits as well. Well, they say it's hard to overtake. We've just seen a Merc overtake a Red Bull around the outside at turn 5, 6, whatever that corner is. Anyway, but well, Perez is still finding it hard to make an overtake on Mick. Now we're carrying back to the action involving Max. Now he's been overtaken by Lando Norris, heading into turn 1. Lando will get another dose. Verstappen has literally dropped off the leading pace here. He must be struggling with something at the moment. Norris gets through a little bit easier than Carlos, let's just say. And now Lewis is having a look at Max heading into the second sector, and he's done. He must have taken notes from George Russell, because he's pulled up exactly the same move. We've basically seen a carbon copy of Sainz, Verstappen and Russell with Lando, Max and Lewis. Amazing stuff that we're seeing at the moment. And well, we're not even halfway through the race. They say it is hard to make an overtake here at Hungary. We've just seen 2 Mercs go around the outside of the reigning champion at exactly the same corner. Or we've seen basically identical scenarios on 2 completely separate laps of racing. Although Lando making that move on Max did come a couple of laps or so after the original incident. Now, up in front, this is the first time we've seen Perez make a move on Mick Schumacher. 14 laps in, and he's barely made any progress. So we are following Perez, just not the way I was kind of hoping, or kind of thinking that it would go. But anyway, Mick holds on from the Red Bull for the time being. Anyway, Perez tries to think about a move around the outside, but he thinks better of. As we are getting close to our pit window right now, yeah, it is gonna be hard to make overtakes. I was hesitating a little bit to maybe coming a lap or so earlier and getting into some fresh air and maybe making a bit more ground. If that was to work, we would be having older tyres. However, I would have a bit of confidence that we would be able to defend whatever position we get even if we did decide to box a lap or so earlier. But no, we are going to box at the end of lap 17, and we'll be pitting for the hard compound tyres, just like everyone else is. I would be assuming. I don't think anyone on the grid started on softs, so I'm assuming that everyone is on the same strategy. If there was a late race safety car, we do have a set of softs available, or a couple of brand new sets of softs available, but we're going to need a late race safety car to do so. So into the pit lane we're going now, and Oscar's following me in as well. Now we need a perfect stop for Oscar to barely get held up. Into our box we go now. There's a problem with the left front. Going off 4.8 seconds stop. Where is Oscar? He's just pulling in now, and he has been affected by a couple of seconds. His stop is cleaner than us, but he's been jumped by the AlphaTauri of Sonoda. So while he's not only lost ground to go TV, he's also been overtaken by Sonoda in the AlphaTauri. So, boy, a really bad 30-40 seconds for us in that moment there. That is definitely something that we would like to forget almost instantly at the moment. So by now our tyres should be up to temperature, and we can hopefully make some ground on the cars ahead. However, our slow stop doesn't really help the cause here at the moment. We're going to need to almost rely on raw pace for that to happen. Someone's going slow. It's Max Verstappen. Verstappen's going slowly on the main straight. What is happening to the reigning champion this season? As if his luck wasn't bad enough. And the champ is pulling over, and there's evidence of smoke coming out of the back of the car. He is out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. He might be out of the championship right now. Anyway, I even find it more difficult right now because of that retirement. It's going to be a hell of a lot more difficult for Max to keep that number one on the nose of his car next season. I've got a feeling that someone else is going to be taking the reins this year. The question is, who is it? I think we know what or who the potential two drivers are going to be: Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. Honestly, the Ferraris have just been so strong this season. I'm not gonna lie. They've just literally been the best car all year. Even though we've had the patch updates so that Red Bull would be a hell of or that that little bit faster than the Ferrari, it hasn't really paid dividends at the moment. I mean, the Red Bull have looked quick. If practice, I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe now this is where they're coming back. It doesn't look like it at the moment. Anyway, we're making progress on Sebastian Vettel. He must be on slightly older tyres than us at the moment, and we're not going to make a move into turn 1. If we can get a nice run out of 1 and maybe on the run to turn 3, but yeah, Vettel just got a good exit out of turn 1, so we are going to be behind him for a little bit longer, unfortunately. And well, it's going to do Stroll a bit of a favour, because by us staying behind an extra lap, it'll allow Stroll to get away. But as long as we get the right exit, or a good exit out of the mid sector somewhere, we can make a move. But I think the most logical choice would be to get a good run out of the last corner and a bit of DRS, use a bit of our battery, and we'll make a move down into turn 1. Gee, that Aston Martin's got some decent straight line speed compared to us, but not too late on the brakes, nice and clean, and the move is done very cleanly on Sebastian Vettel. P15 for the moment. Now the aim is to get towards Lance Stroll up ahead. Here's a quick look at what the leaders are looking like at the moment. Leclerc's got about a 5 or 6 second lead over his teammate Sainz. A similar gap back to Russell. Basically similar gaps between the rest of the field. Norris in 4th, and we've got a nice scrap for P5 between Hamilton, Ricciardo, and Esteban Ocon in the other Alpine, the sole remaining Alpine left in this race right now. Well, as if this race isn't crazy enough as it is, but yeah, so now we're just getting through the laps now. We're trying to close the gap to Stroll up ahead, but us being on pretty equal tyre wear, because I think we put it on the same lap. I find it a bit difficult to even think about closing the gap. The Aston Martin does have a better car than us on the performance index anyway. So realistically, I mean, with the pace that we've had in this race, it's pretty even at the moment, considering that, you know, we are the slowest car, but we are making upgrades, we are getting upgrades on the car for each weekend, but it's not going to be until Season 2 where we can get some major upgrades on the car at the moment. Anyway, back to this battle between Hamilton and Ricciardo. Ricciardo has a look up the inside, heading into the third sector. They're still side by side at the moment. Now it's going to be almost a game of chess on who is going to get the DRS, and it looks like Ricciardo is just going to hang back far enough. He'll get the DRS because he was behind at the detection line, and in fact, he makes the move. Stick going onto the straight, does he? He's got the DRS. Ocon has got DRS as well. They're still side by side, heading down the straight, even though Ricciardo's got the DRS. How is Hamilton still fighting this? He should be behind Ricciardo, maybe even behind Ocon, if that was real life at the moment. But Ricciardo gets through, and Ocon, does he think about a move on Hamilton? No, he doesn't. He just buys his time for now. But now McLaren, 4th and 5th at right now. So Ricciardo gets through for P5. That'll be solid points for McLaren. I'll tell you that. But I did say at the start of the video, top 15 would be a solid result. As long as we can keep the car pointing in a straight line, we'll be able to achieve that goal very, very successfully. So the gap shares opened out slightly between us and Stroll. I've almost decided to give up chasing him now. I've realised that, you know, our pace is basically the same. There was really no point trying to push anymore because we weren't even going to catch him. We probably weren't even going to get in the DRS. So I decided we're in the top 15 at the moment. Let's just bring this car home while we can. But I think it was about this point where I realised that Tsunoda had got past. Now I'm thinking, oh, hang on, I need to pick up the pace a little bit if I want to stay ahead of Tsunoda. But well, for Oscar, he lost out to Zhou in the Alpha at some point, and he can't even get close enough to Latifi ahead. So to be honest, it has been a bit of a bad day for Oscar. Even though we did re-sign him, we did keep him on board for the rest of this season, I still want to really develop this guy into a team that is, well, I would really want him to stick with us for the entirety of this journey, and hopefully we can give him a world championship, a world drivers championship to go with that. But one driver who is definitely on track for a world drivers championship is Charles Leclerc, as he takes the Hungarian Grand Prix from Carlos Sainz. It's another 1-2 for Ferrari. George Russell comes home to take the final podium places. Lando Norris will finish 4th on the road, and here is Ricciardo. He has streaked away from Lewis Hamilton at the moment, and he's going to come home to get 4th and 5th for McLaren. A great day for McLaren. We gave up the fight to Stroll. Tsunoda, he was catching us anyway, even when we upped the pace a little bit. But out of the last turn, it's a top 15. Like I said at the start of the episode, that's what we were aiming, and it's what we got.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Honestly, there's not much more I can say about that. Top 15, it was probably going to be the maximum we were going to get anyway. But now, a solid result heading into the summer break.
There'll be smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Hungary. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out of the track was: speed. It sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Is it really much of a stunning win? They've just got a dominant car at the moment. There's not really anything else that can be said about Ferrari at the moment. So, another 1-2 for Ferrari. They are looking so good to take both championships in Season 1. Well, I think the aim now for everyone else in the competition is focus on their car for next year and really challenge the Ferrari heading into next season. But for us, a top 15 was definitely going to be the maximum. So, excuse me, definitely going to be the maximum for us to get. You saw the crazy margins in Q1. There's no crazy margins in this race, or during the race anyway. So Oscar, he finishes on the lead lap, even though there was no safety cars, and he finishes dead last out of everyone. It's a bit unfortunate. Well, it's only unfortunate only because we pitted at exactly the same time, and well, and because of my slow stop, that's almost what really screwed Oscar over. Anyway, so Alonso and Verstappen both mechanical failure. I kind of expected that. So yeah, there's not really much to say about that. Just look at the gap that both Ferrari drivers have got. So it's literally a 2-horse race now. And how far is Verstappen behind? Like he's nearly 200 points behind, and he's just been overtaken by Hamilton in the drivers as well. Gasly got overtaken, so I think they demoted us down to 14th, 15th, or whatever it is. We're still 9th in the constructors. So I'm not sure where another points finish is going to come for us at the moment. Well, with the car that we have, we do have some upgrades going on the car for Belgium after the summer break, and we've got pretty much a month to get a few upgrades on. We do have, we've got the upgrades coming off for Spa, but we do have, I think a tyre wear or maybe a weight reduction upgrade as well. That'll go on for Zandvoort as well. So a couple of good upgrades for a couple of different styles of racetrack, and maybe that could set us off to maybe getting us maybe a top 15 finish in the drivers this year, or maybe even start even fighting for. So, I'm just gonna say our aim right now is basically to be best of the rest at the moment. We don't have a car that's capable of getting points consecutive race weekends. I just think that as long as we perform the car to its maximum, that's where the results are going to go our way. But honestly, being best of the rest is going to be the maximum we could do at the moment. But if we are lucky enough to get points, then that's going to be a real welcoming for us in any way possible. But as long as we can get Oscar to keep performing better and getting up there, with me as well, then I think we're on the way for something big in season 2. So basically, we're just gonna try and get through the season as quickly as possible, and maybe and definitely save the cash so we can upgrade the facility departments as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you are new to see plenty more F1 and racing game content. Give this video a massive thumbs up, and until the next one, I'll see you next time.